Hi, my name is Tangie Christmas, and I am a speech instructor here at St. Clair County Community College. And today I'm here to introduce you to the room and its setup and the technology that is available to students who will take Speech 101 here with us. Okay? Most of the speech classes take place right here in room 312 of main building. And I'm a jack of all trades today, so I'm going to handle the camera and do a lot of fun things. And this room has a beautiful whiteboard attached to it that goes the whole gamut of the room, and you're going to see that it is arranged in a tiered fashion to give you kind of a theatrical feel to the room. It is beautiful, having been restored to its original furnishings by donations. So that being said, though, what I want to first and foremost show you is how to control the setting in the room. We have a light switch here. If you're facing the classroom, it'll be to your left, and it's on dimmers, so you can control the room and how dark it gets, and add contrast as needed by using these. We go up the stairs here, and you're going to see that we have blinds, and we have blinds at two levels. We have blinds that will just diffuse the light, and then we have blinds that will completely darken the room. They are controlled by this panel on the back wall here. Let's see if I can get the camera to balance for me, and I'll show you how it works, okay? All right, so if we want to operate both screens, you can hit both buttons, okay? And you'll see that shades, I'm gonna zoom out here, that the room, both shades will come all the way down and darken the room. Okay, so in the middle of the day you can have a blackout if needed, but that same panel, if you go to it, you can, if you just want to diffuse the light, then you would hit the panel to the right, and you can stop it at any point. Just do a midway stop, or you can lift it all the way up, and then of course you can do the same thing with the others. So quite a few amenities there to control the environment. You can see we have beautiful big windows in this room, and it really just changes the atmosphere of the room so drastically when you do that. Okay, there are also electrical outlets associated with each table, so that should you need to plug in for some other reason, you can. We're going to go along the side here and very quickly down the railing to the other set of lights that are switches. And this allows you to add lighting to the board. So as I flip each switch, you're going to see if I can get a nice focus on the whiteboard there. And as I flip each switch, you're going to see the light come up on the board. Light number 2, light number 3. So if you need to illuminate the board in any kind of way, you can. I find that to be useful because of the changes in weather that we have around here. Now, the room also is equipped with 3 cameras, 3 projectors. 2 smaller ones at the front of the room, and then a big one at the back of the room. Whenever you use this one, you have to use it with the huge screen. The other 2, you just use the whiteboard. So there's a screen up there, way up high, that comes down. And I'm going to show you very quickly how to manipulate that screen. Now, if you're up here and you're behind the station, the document station, which we're going to take a closer look at in just a minute, all you have to do is to the right of you, look, and you're going to see a panel just like the one we saw that operated the blinds in the back of the room, and that one will let the board down. So you can use it to let the board all the way down by hitting the down switch. And you're going to notice very quickly that a huge screen is lowering down. And on it, you can show what you need to show. The other two smaller ones, as I may have already stated, you can just use the whiteboard to show on them, okay? So that gives you an idea of how the room in and of itself is set up, okay? So as a speaker, what I advise you to do is start to play around with these things to get the dimmer switches set, the blinds in the back set, and the lighting for the board preset to what you like, and then it's going to be time to move to the media station itself, okay? So let's go over to the media station and let's look at it. The media station is that we have here is pretty typical. You have a monitor. Zoom out a little bit so you get a better picture of that. You have a cordless keyboard. You have a cordless mouse. It may be on the cord when you see it, but that's only to charge it. You can walk all the way around the room with it. You can even go to the back of the room. You have a document camera you can work with. Usually there is a control panel, and you also have a tower. You have a tower, and in that tower, you're going to find that you have available to you your typical ports for your USB. You have a DVD player. We even still offer VHS, and we have even Apple TV available to you. Okay? Alrighty. So, with this media station, everything is run by the control panel, and the control panel is formatted in this way. On the left side, you're going to find the power sources, the power button itself, which will ask you where you want to send power. Do you want to send it to the projector, the DVD, VCR, or to the document camera? Then you can control through buttons 2 and 3, and actually 4. Volume. You can increase the volume, and as you do that, you're going to notice this green button tends to increase across the screen to give you some idea of how loud it's going to go, and the down button. And then if you want to cut power all together, you can hit the mute button. Okay? And then once you've done that, you can go back to what you previously had in place. If you need to do that, I rarely use that button. That being said, once you've indicated the power and the volume, then you're going to use the right of the control panel to tell it what to show. So I wanted to give me power to my projector, and the 3 projectors then will show, and you'll simply touch the one that you want. I'm going to ask it to give me power to the rear projector, and you'll see that as I touch it, it goes from blue to gray. Okay. Now the projectors are arranged as if you are in the audience facing the front of the room, and so the left and the right that you would touch would be with that orientation in mind. Okay. Then once you've told it that what you want from the projectors, then you would then go back to the power button, and you would tell it what you wanted it to show on the projector. So if you wanted to show something on the computer, you would hit PC, and then you would tell it to show on the projector, the big projector, and you would ask it to show on the monitor. Now, interestingly enough, when that happens, those don't change. Where the first one changed from blue to gray, this one didn't change, and that's okay. Now you can show something that you've pulled up on the screen. Like you see, I've pulled up some information from a movie speech, one of my favorites, Gladiator, and it is now showing on the screen. All right. But if I wanted to pull up a PowerPoint, I could do that. I could also put something on a USB and put it into a hub that we have here. And pull that up through the computer. There are a lot of different amenities offered through this setup for you to make use of. Okay, The thing is to relax and get comfortable playing around with the station. One thing I will often say about technology is learning about technology just teaches you how to keep learning, because technology changes so fast, and oftentimes what you learned today isn't the same for tomorrow. And you can't let that frustrate you. I mean, you can, but it does no good. What you need to do instead is to work to look at how what you do know applies to the newness of the situation. In any case, I think that the last thing I want to make certain we take a look at here is the document camera. What a handy little piece we have here. It is flexible and offers many amenities. You can try to turn that on through the power station here, but oftentimes I find it just as convenient to operate the base of the camera. So I'll go here, I'll press on the on button, and you just need to touch it twice. I mean, touch it once lightly and it'll come on. And then you can take the arm of the camera and manipulate it however you need to position it so that it is showing your item. Then the fun part about it is you can zoom in as needed, and you can focus. So let's see what we'll play around with here. I used to have a little alligator that I kept here, but I think he took a walk. Ha 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 ha. So we can zoom in on anything. Let's zoom in on this table, the staple remover. So we would place it here, okay, and we've turned on our document camera. Now we're going to go back over to our control panel, and we are going to hit power. And we're going to this time go to dot cam. And the dot camera's on. So then we're going to go to the dot cam button on the right side and hit dot cam. It's the lowest one, and we're going to tell that ask it to show on the monitor and the projector whatever's on the document camera. So with this, us having our staple remover there. Okay, you can see now that with that change to at the control panel, we're not only just showing it now on the monitor, and yeah, we are getting a little bit of a glare, but it's something that's manageable when you're actually giving a speech. And then it's also what's showing now on the big screen. You see? So if you weren't wanting to use, if you didn't want to use the computer, I guess that's a better way to say that, you can show something on the document camera, and like I said, you can zoom in. So as you hit the zoom button, become nice and large for you. Okay, see how much larger it became, and then you can hit your focus to get it to show clearly. And now you can see how clear we have that. And it's going through that same change on the big screen. So whatever handouts you have, you can show here. If you want to show a picture using your camera or your tablet, you can. You just have to be careful. If light's needed, there is a light switch on the top of the camera. But if your camera or your tablet has a glare to it, then you might not find that helpful, and you may have to leave it off. But you can use your document camera that way. And then what you want to do is you want to make certain that the top of your handout is lined up with the front of the camera. If you do that, if you do it that way, and you adjust your camera, it will show, and it should show in a nice and straight manner as it is here, and it should show it on the big screen for you. All right, so there are a lot of different things that you can do with the technology that we have here. Like I said before, don't let it frustrate you if it changes, but just be willing to roll with the punches, and I think you'll find that our technology here will do you well and help you prepare for the technology that you're going to run into in your academic and your professional life after you leave us. So Thank you for your time. Again, my name is Professor Tangi, and if you have any questions for me, feel free to talk to me in class or email me at St. Clair County Community College.